Midwest Music Fest is back and bigger than ever. 60 performers in 2 days, September 16th and 17th. See S. Carey, Field Report, The People Brothers Band, Night Moves, Dead Horses, Dosh, Ggoolldd, and so many more. Find tickets and your new favorite band at midwestmusicfest.org. Get outside in Pepin County. Pack up the family and visit the childhood home of Laura Ingalls Wilder. Sail on Lake Pepin, bike the Chippewa River State Trail, hike up Maiden Rock, and throw a line in a trout stream. Sign up to win a vacation at visitpepincounty.com. We jumped on a call with Margaret Butler of the band Ggoolldd. We chatted about early influences, what led to the formation of the band, their latest single, Superstar, and the loss of an entire album. Catch Ggoolldd live during Midwest Music Fest, September 16th through 17th, coming up in La Crosse, Wisconsin. You can find more conversations, food reviews, live music, and events on our website, lacrosselocal.com. I'm Amy.
And I'm Brent.
And this is La Crosse Local.
Margaret. I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What led me to music, I think, was boredom. I know. I just like am one of those people that I just start a new project and I'll be, it'll be like the highlight of my life for like 5 or 6 years, and then I'll be bored with it, and then I'll start something else. Actually, a funny story is my boyfriend was always in a band. It was like a rock and roll band. It was really fun to watch, And that ended, and he started this country band, and I'm just not into country music. I mean, I love Dolly Parton and all, but you know what I'm saying? I go to shows to dance. I go to shows to get out of my element, dress up, all that. And I had moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I just wasn't finding that anywhere. And I was like, well, if I can't find it, I'm just going to make it myself. And so that's kind of how I started doing music, was just, I needed to fill my own niche, find a way to go out and dance and dress up, really.
So was it just a natural progression to come to Ggoolldd, or was that a slow find, or how did that all form?
Yeah. Well, me and a buddy, it's funny because my boyfriend had actually introduced us. He's like, you guys are both huge nerds and love the same kind of music. And so me and this guy, Tony, started hanging out, and, we were out drinking one night, and he was a DJ. And I was like, well, if you can just write beats, and then I could probably write songs. I mean, right? Can't be that hard. And I learned later it's a lot harder. I got lucky the first time. Yeah. So he just wrote a song and sent it over to me, and I put words to it, and it was really awkward. He came over and I sang it to him because I didn't know how to record anything. So I just stood there with my piece of paper, and I was just singing to him. And that was the song Ggoolldd. And that was the first song I ever wrote. And we wanted to put it on Bandcamp. They were, when you put a song in, it's like, well, what's the name of your band? And we're like, well, we don't have a name, but the name of the song is Ggoolldd. So we're just going to name the band Ggoolldd too, because that's as far as we thought it would go, honestly. Then it kind of just accidentally took off from there, and so I just had to keep writing songs. I didn't have a choice because people kept asking us to play shows, so I just kept having to write songs, and then I just eventually got comfortable with it.
Speaking of kind of songwriting, your latest single, Superstar. I'm sure your process for recording and writing has changed a little bit. How does that work now? How do you guys collaborate or work together, or how do you go about it?
Well, it's actually, so now we're just a 3-piece, and Tony is not in the band any longer. He hasn't been for about 4 or 5 years. And we've kind of dwindled down to, and we still have like our original members that play with us live, but as far as writing goes, it's just 3 of us, which does make it a lot easier. Really, it's just coming up with song ideas, sending them back and forth to each other. And there's always like the one song that just, everyone is inspired by and everyone wants to work on at the same time. And we just kind of we email each other parts back and forth. Since we do live, like Nick and I live in Louisiana, and then Nick, our other Nick, he lives in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So yeah, it's just a lot of emailing. And with that new single is actually part of a EP. And we flew Nick Schubert into Louisiana to finish recording it. And we had a studio booked, right? And the night before, as we were like finishing the final touches, ready to go in the studio, because we wanted like a March release, which is 2 years after our last release, that like really didn't get to come to fruition because of COVID. And then our hard drive broke that night. And then we could not recover it. And it was not backed up because we're super smart.
Oh.
And it's not backed up. So we actually lost the entire EP and actually have been rewriting the songs from memory that were on there, which I honestly think are better for it, like they had more time. And when you go through something like COVID, you're like, your appreciation for music, I think, or anything that makes you truly happy is greater. Like when something is taken away from you, it's like, you have a choice of either to let it go or work harder for it. So I do think the songs are better for it. And then Superstar is just the first of that group of songs.
So basically that's coming, like the total finished product will eventually be released at some point.
Well, so what we're doing is now we're going to release each new song on one of our birthdays. So the first one, Superstar, came out on Nick Schubert's birthday, which was June 4th. And then this next one is going to come out on August 20th, which is Nick Zeman's birthday. And then the next one's going to come out in December, which is my birthday. And we're just going to kind of just keep doing releases that way. And maybe, once they're all out, maybe we'll like press it to vinyl for an EP or something. But the thing is like, we had such a solid plan and that plan fell apart. So I'm a little scared to like make solid plans besides just like making sure we're putting music out every couple of months, because people are so ADD anyway. Like, I think as long as we're just putting stuff out, it'll keep us happy and keep everybody happy.
I probably saw you guys play at the Root Note in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Man, just with COVID, it kind of throws time up in the air. So I have no idea. But it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
It was probably 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw you guys twice. And it was just wild.
Maybe.
It was great. Never heard of you guys before that.
I love the Root Note. It's so fun. And we love playing like those types of clubs too, because like, that's the kind of, if like, I don't know, if you're going to see us live, I feel like that's the best sort of avenue, sort of venue to like see us in. It's like the, everyone coming together and like really close up, really like sweaty sort of situation, which is why we didn't play for so long, because we actually like did a couple of festival shows, but it was like, you got a barricade that's 20 feet away from the stage. The stage is 8 feet up. All of your fans are way behind, and they get security in front of them, like, which is generally for a festival, but it was just like, when you can only do that, you can't really get your bearings back to like what makes you happy as a performer, like what you really want to be doing. Because if I were just playing festivals all of the time, I don't think I would be as interested in playing live shows. But like, you know what I mean? Like more intimate festivals, more intimate places.
Yeah. I mean, Midwest Music Fest, which you guys are playing at, it's coming up in September. I know what to expect from your shows, and it was just seemed like electric, and you've kind of explained it a little bit, but for someone who's never been to your shows, including fashion, what could people expect?
I would just say like, come in there ready to accept anything, I guess. Like, that's sort of our whole vibe, is just like, come as you are, be as weird as you want to be. And, the weirder, the more you express yourself, the more we're going to love you and the better the show is going to be. So if you come in there kind of reserved, staying to the back, I don't think you're going to get the full experience of Ggoolldd that we can offer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what's next? Is there something you're excited for that's coming down the road?
Yeah, like I said, it's just like, now it's just sort of getting one single out, at a time and just kind of keep on moving forward. We're really excited about these summer shows. They've been so fun so far. It was just kind of like a testing field because it's kind of scary to like leave the industry or like leave something like that. Like I feel like when COVID happened, we just released our first full length. We were planning on touring that entire year. Like we were kind of at the top of our game, I guess, for lack of a better phrase. And then it kind of all got pulled out from under us. And so we were a little scared. And after that happened with the, after we lost that whole EP, I didn't even know if we were going to be able to play shows this summer. So this was sort of us dipping our toes in the water of like trying to see where we were at. But so far, the feedback is great. We're super excited about it. I guess we're just taking it one day at a time, but I think every time we play a show, we're just really excited to like play more shows. So I think as far as the future, I'll just start booking a lot earlier and making sure that it gets to get to more places and like put on a whole lot more performances next summer. Because this year we only have like a handful.
Is Midwest Music one of your only shows this year then?
Yes.
Wow. That's exciting.
So
I mean, it's not exciting, but
I know.
I'm super pumped for it. So is my wife and the crew of people I bring down for Midwest Music for sure.
We love La Crosse. We love the RootNet. Like this is one of the shows that we're more excited about for sure.
So what's the best avenue for people to find about the band? I'm sure you're on all the social medias, website. What's the best avenue to keep updated?
Really, I am honestly like the worst at this. I would say Instagram. I try my best to like keep posting. I'm terrible at it, but if anything is happening, I will always put it on there. To be honest with you, I haven't been on Facebook for so long. I don't understand how it works. I know as far as like the business that I'm in, that's a terrible thing to say. Yeah, I just don't use a whole lot of social media, but I definitely will say Instagram is the best avenue.
La Crosse Local Podcast is a production of River Travel Media. Do you have an interview idea you'd like to share with us? Message us on Facebook at La Crosse Local. Find out more about us at lacrosselocal.com, and you can subscribe to the La Crosse Local Podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you like us, rate us 5 stars. We appreciate it.